Hello again, guys. Hope you're all doing well. So, this is the 13th. No, I'm sorry. I think it's the 14th. Yeah, the 14th session of our class, and it's the final session of our DET prep course or Duolingo English test preparation course. So, on the previous sessions, we have spoken about different question types that appear on the real test of Duolingo. And the last question type that we have spoken about, that was speaking sample. Yesterday, we have spoken about the directions, the sub-scores, and tips for understanding and tips for answering the speaking sample questions. So, all the question types are already done. So in this session we have some extra information in other chapters of the book that I am going to just move so fast from them, because most of them are somehow self-study information and you are supposed to study them with yourself. But so we are going to point the most important information here in the session, and that's it. Okay, guys, so the next topic that we should talk about, that's on page 33 of the official guidebook for Duolingo English test. It is how often the questions appear. So we have spoken about, or we have learned about different question types, but another question is that how often the questions appear. It's really crucial to understand that how often these questions appear on the real test day. So let's cover them one by one. The first question type, read and complete. As you can remember, read and complete was the first question type that we have spoken about. And as you can see here, read and complete, read and select, listen and type, and read aloud. These four question types mostly come between 4 to 6 times each one of these question types. It means, so if you can see this chart, among all the question types, read and complete, read and select, listen and type, and read aloud. These four question types randomly and frequently they come much more than other question types. So if you want to get a good score, so practice on these question types more. Okay, 4 to 6 times each of them will appear on the test. And the next question type which we have here, that is write about the photo. That was write about a photo, which comes 3 times on the real test. It means there will be 3 photos. It means maybe they are not coming randomly one after another. Okay, maybe for example you have a write about the photo question, then there is a read aloud question, and then again there is a write about the photo question, and then there is, for example, a speak about the photo question. Okay, so it means they are not going to come randomly, so don't wait for them. The next question type, that was speak about the photo, that comes just once in the whole test. Read then write also comes just once on the test. Read then speak is also just once on the whole test. Listen then speak is 2 times. Okay, it means 2 times you will have this question of listen then speak. The writing sample and the speaking samples, these two question types are just once you have writing sample and once you have the speaking sample. And interactive reading is which has 2 sets of 6 questions. Okay, and also you have interactive listening, that's it has 2 sets of 5 to 6 questions. So in interactive reading you mostly have around 6 questions that we have spoken about, all the question types of the reading part. And also for the speaking one and for the listening part, for the interactive listening part, so you have that conversation with the robot. So these are the number of times that these question types mostly come on the test. So that's it. Guys, here are some extra other topics that I am going to dig into them very shortly, and I'll put most of the information for you to have a self-study. You have the book on the group, and if it was not there, I am going to re-forward the book for you as well. Here, the next topic says how the questions are scored. So if you want to understand that, how do they score the questions? So come and read these two paragraphs. It says question types with correct answers, and for read and complete, read and select, listen and type, read aloud, complete the sentences, complete the passage, highlight the answer, identify the idea, title the passage, listen and respond. Test questions are graded automatically through special procedures developed specifically for each question type. So they are automatically scored by machine. And these procedures compare your responses to correct responses, then evaluate the similarities and differences. You can read about how this works in the Duolingo English Test Technical Manual, available on this link for the website, which is englishtest.duolingo.com or research. So guys, for these question types which I named on these two lines, the machine or artificial intelligence just compares your answer to a previously recorded answer, that how much similarities your answer with that answer has. So if your answer has a lot of similarities with the recorded answer, so chances are that you will get a good score. So if you want to learn more about how do they score you and which procedures they use, go to this website. You can have a lot of information. And also the good news is that you won't be penalized more for entering an incorrect response rather than escaping the question. If your answer isn't entirely correct, you will receive partially credit. So for example, in read and complete, that you had, for example, some letters to complete, you will receive the same score for a blank or an incorrect response. So for listen and type, you will be penalized for missing a word than mistyping the word. In other words, it is always best to try to answer a question. Guys, it says in most of the questions, if you, for example, choose something wrong, so you will not be penalized. It means in some tests, when you make a mistake, the test will penalize you. It means if you, for example, make one mistake in a question, they will cut off the score of another question as well. But it's not applied for most of the question types here in the Duolingo test. But for listen and type, you will be penalized more for missing a word than mistyping the word. Okay. So in fact, for example, in listen and type, when they tell you a sentence, so if you miss a word, so you will be penalized for that. And also another topic that we have here, that is open response question types. Summarize the conversation, write about a photo, speak about a photo, read then write, then speak, listen then speak, summarize the conversation. Writing sample and speaking sample are open response questions, and your answer will be evaluated by a grading engine. Also, the teachers, Duolingo teachers will evaluate them. And the grading engine is trained to understand your English proficiency, just like expert human raters. Some of the aspects it evaluates include the correctness of your grammar, grammatical accuracy, grammatical complexity, variety of things you use, the level of vocabulary or lexical sophistication, and also the variety of word choice, like lexical diversity, and also how well you answer the question that was asked. It means task relevance is also task relevance will be checked by machine as well. And the next one is how much you can say or write in a limited time, which is fluency, and the pronunciation and pace of your speech. Acoustic features. This one is for speaking questions only. That keep in mind this. So these are how the questions are mainly graded in the Duolingo English test. So this was a kind of information that we have previously spoken about as well. So you can have a look in this part as well. So we have done the introduction chapter, the get ready for the test chapter, and also we have spoken about the get ready for the test, introduction, test structure, understand the questions, which were all the question types. So we still have some chapters, but why do I say that this is the last session of our class? Because most of these chapters, they are data which you are supposed to read them with yourself, okay? Just by having a short self-study, you can get most of the data. That's why you're supposed to study it with yourself, but we will just pinpoint the most important factors till the conclusion and appendix or practice questions as well. So this chapter is prepare your environment. So guys, as you know, environment is also important. However, you can go to some test centers. There are a lot of test centers in Kabul which can help you take your Duolingo test. Yeah, some of them ask you for a lot of money. But if you officially, you yourself take the test, they will not charge you a lot of money. Just they will give you a good computer and a good internet and a good quiet room and all the equipment, and they will charge you maybe 1,000 or 1,500 AFs or maybe 2,000 AFs for the test. Okay, so these facilities are also available in Kabul. So but they're not something very needed because you can take the test from your own room with your own laptop with your own internet connection. So how to set your space, equipments you need, about the desktop app, how to purchase the test, and about accommodations. These are also important information that we are going to cover because you need to know about the desktop app which you use, about the way to purchase the test or to register for the test, and about accommodations or other factors that we will talk about them so fast because you can even have a self-study about them as well. So let's come here. Prepare your environment. How to set your space. So the first subtopic, which is here, that is comfort. They take the test when and where you feel most comfortable. That's it. This is something we have spoken about. Just don't take the test in a time of a day which you don't feel comfortable. For example, some people feel comfortable at night. Some people feel comfortable in early morning when they wake up. So any time of the day which you feel comfortable to take the test on that day. And quiet. You don't want any background noise to interfere with your responses or distract you. Privacy. Make sure no one disturbs you. And also for this, there is a tip for this. Put a do not disturb note on the door. Okay, so on the door of your room if you're doing the test or taking the test at home. So light, the proctors will need to be able to clearly see you throughout the test. So make sure the room is not too dark and your face is visible for them. For equipments you need a computer. In order to take the Duolingo English test, you will need a computer with a functioning microphone, because microphone is important, speakers and camera. Microphone, the equipment which you talk to, and speakers are things that you listen to, you can hear the voice from, and also you need the camera. Because most of the laptops automatically they have microphone, speaker and camera themselves, but most of the desktops, even some laptops, they don't have, and you need to install them. Guys, let me tell you some tips. For example, you want to use from the earbuds during the test, or you want to, for example, install a microphone or a speaker to your computer. Please do them before the test, because during the test, even if you plug in an earbud to computer, the test will be blocked, because even for an earbud, because the policy is not this way. You are supposed to install all the things which you need before the test begins. During the test, you should not plug in or install anything to the computer, because they will consider it as a cheating, and maybe they will cancel your test. And also your camera should be on the top center of your monitor or screen, so that's it. And about valid identification is very important. In order to receive certified results, the Duolingo English test requires a government-issued photo ID. You will need to have your actual physical ID ready when taking the test. During the setup section of your test, you will need to submit a photo of this ID. And also, you may not use copies and pictures of the ID card or passport. And you must be holding up the actual ID. If you have questions about whether your ID will be accepted, go to this part. So guys, the electronic IDs which we have, electronic Tazkira's, they're also good, but passports are much more valuable. So if you don't have passport, no matter, you can use from your electronic IDs. But if you have passports, so try to use from passport. So you should have your passport physically with yourself, because through your camera you will hold your passport and they will take a screenshot. And the next one is internet connection. You will need an internet connection with at least 2 MB downloads speed and 1 MB per second upload speed. So this is something you should consider. If the speed of your internet is not in this level, so please don't take the risk, and please don't don't do that. Please don't take the test, because even if it is less than 2 MB, so it will make some problems. So make sure that your internet speed is 2 MB download and 1 MB per second upload. And you can type internet speed test into most search engines to find a quick and free way to test your speed. So this is possible. If you have a wired Ethernet connection available to you, we recommend using it, because they can be unstable. So we do not recommend using a mobile hotspot, and you will also need a small amount of storage on your computer to download the Duolingo English test desktop app. So that's it, guys. However, it says don't use from the hotspot. They say this because hotspots are not so secure, okay? But if you think that your hotspot is secure and you can do that, so please do it. Yeah, one of your classmates a few days ago, she took the test, and she took the test by her hotspot, and she said that there was no problem. So if you think that your hotspot is good and you don't have any access, for example, to the cable internet, so no matters, you can use from your hotspot. But make sure that you have 2 MB internet. So the next one is about the desktop app. Let's do this. All Duolingo English tests are administered through the Duolingo English Test desktop app. This is a better, more stable experience for test takers compared to taking the test in a browser. The desktop app provides a secure and reliable environment for the duration of the test. Guys, you are not going to take the test from the website of Duolingo. There is an application. You are required to install that application to your computer, and through that application you can take the test. It's approximately the same like the ACT test, because for ACT you need to download an application by the name of Blue Book, and you can take the test inside that. So for Duolingo also you need to install an application, and that's it. Install the app. You can download the desktop app quickly and easily at any time after purchasing your test. You will need a stable internet connection, a small amount of space available, 241 MB on Mac computers and 49 MB on Windows. So check out the roles and requirements section of our online FAQ. So in here you can check that, and for step-by-step instructions on how to install the app based on your operating system, you can just have a look to this website as well. So that's it. How to purchase the test. So in this part you understood that you need an application for the test, so you are required to install that application. And in this part, how to purchase the test. So go to the Duolingo English test homepage and log into your account. If you don't have an account, you can create one for free by signing up with a valid email address at this website, and in the section that says purchase the test, click the button that says buy now. You will be prompted to enter your information in an online checkout. Most major credit cards are accepted, as well as some other payment methods dependent on your location. During this step, you can also apply a coupon if an institution has provided you with one. Click on apply coupon. For example, if you got the scholarship of our coupon codes from Bursar Foundation, so we will give you the coupon codes and you will apply through coupon codes and you will not pay anything for the test. and you have 21 days from the time of purchase to begin your test. You can purchase up to 3 tests in a 30-day period. So that's it. So after purchasing the test, you have 21 days to take the test. So you can schedule the test in any way, place or any time which you feel comfortable. And also about the accommodations, we want to say that if you need to request accommodations for different abilities, the Duolingo English test support team will work with you to accommodate your request if possible. They are evaluated on a case-by-case basis. In order to request an accommodation, please fill out the form at this link, okay? And you will need to be logged into your test taker account to submit the form, and a member of the support team will reply within 3 days. So accommodations, for example, you need to have your glasses in your eyes. You need to have, for example, maybe you need some special equipments for hearing something, or for speaking, for hearing. Maybe you have some accommodations, okay? Most of the people have different problems, so maybe you need for some of these accommodations. You can request them on this website. So that's it. This chapter is done, and they prepare your environment is also done. The next one is test security. You will learn about why security matters. You will learn about how your test stays secure, rules to know and follow, and when rules are broken, what happens. So test security, why security matters. Duolingo recognizes that reliable and secure test results are very important to both test takers and institutions. So that's it. And how your test stays secure. Secure design. The adaptive delivers a unique test to every student. Someone would have to take the test more than 1,000 times to see a question repeated. Okay, so this is something very secure. It means you should have on the real test 1,000. You should 1,000 times take the test to see a repeated question. So it means one test is designed for one candidate, because everything is done by machine. And also the next one is remote proctoring. Human proctors, with the help of AI, examine each test sessions for more than 75 different behaviors in multiple independent rounds of review. It means artificial intelligence and humans, both of them on the same time, will proctor you. AI and data forensics. Millions of data points collected from tests over time train security algorithms to help detect rule breaking and identify patterns of suspicious behavior. An ID verification is a combination of computer vision, AI, and trained proctors verify test takers' identity. Test lockdown is the test is cancelled if test takers attempt to access external applications or plugins during the test. I told you a few minutes ago about this. And video sample is accepting institutions can review a short video sample for each test taker's test session. And also tips for making sure your results are certified. So for most people, the Duolingo English test is the first highest test they have taken from home instead of in a test center. This new model of testing comes with different rules that help maintain the integrity of each test session. Unfortunately, some test takers don't receive their results on the first try, not because they were cheating, but because they unintentionally broke one of the rules. The good news is that there are some simple things you can do to ensure that your test is certified and you receive your results in 2 days. Guys, most of the time, even if you don't cheat, there are a lot of rules. If you break the rules, you will not receive your scores. Maybe they will not block the test, but you will not receive the scores, and not receiving the score is also a big deal. The first step is stay focused on your screen. Don't look around. Don't look up and down. Don't look left or right. Just keep looking to your screen. That's it. Since you are testing from the comfort of your home, each test is proctored to ensure that you are not getting help from an outside resource. Looking away from your computer could be an indication of this. It's natural to want to look up when thinking or trying to find the right words, but try to remember to look at the question as you answer it, and you may need to occasionally glance at the keyboard as you type your answers. Don't worry, that's okay. Guys, most of the students, they have the habit of, for example, looking above when they are thinking, okay? For example, when most of the time it happens during the test, when we think about a question, we mostly look to the roof of the room. And this is considered a rule breaking, so please don't do that. And the next one is, so don't look, in one word, don't look around. Just stay on the screen of your computer. If you look to the keyboard, that's not a big deal, that's not a problem. But don't try to look so much. Okay, close all programs on your computer, all of them, one by one. When you are ready to take the test, your test session should be the only thing running on your computer. Before you start the test, close programs including all browsers, Chrome, Firefox, etc., telecommunication software, Skype, Discord, etc., and remote desktop software like TeamViewer, AnyDesk, or etc. And you should also double check that there aren't any programs running in the background without you knowing. If in doubt, you can shut down your computer entirely, restart, and only launch the Duolingo English Test desktop application. In addition to passing a security check, this also helps ensure you have a stable test experience. That's it. And the next one is make sure your test environment is private. So that's it. It goes without saying that nobody can help you with your test. So make your environment so private. And speak and write naturally. The Duolingo English test is a test of your real, natural English ability. So during open response sections of the test, try to respond naturally with answers that you come up with in the moment. Even if you have practice answers to similar type of questions, your response should be specific to the topic and in your own words. So these are the things that we have spoken about. And other rules to know and follow. Read these rules multiple times before the test. So the first one, do not use another person's name or identification to take the test. You must be alone in quiet, well-lit room. Your ears must be visible. Okay, guys. For boys, it's not a very big deal, but for girls, so when you are wearing the veil, okay, while you're using the veil in the test, so try to use the veil in a way that your ears are visible, because mostly girls use the veil in a way that only the face is visible and the ears are not visible. So please use your veil during the test if you are using the veil. So just use it in a way that your ears are visible, okay? Like you take a photo for a passport. So visible and uncovered, unless you are wearing a religious head covering. Yeah, it's not a big deal as well. If you are, for example, veils are considered religious head covering, and they know this, that, for example, Muslims have this kind of, for example, head covering. Also in some other religions, they have these head coverings or veils. So on that time, you can just say that it's okay. It's, for example, a religious thing, and even you can email for them. That's, I have the veil and it's a religious head covering, and I, for example, need to do that. It's based on my beliefs and religion. And also, you cannot use headphones or earbuds. That's it. Okay, so please don't do that. However, if you do that before the test, that will not make a problem, but please don't do that, okay? And during the test, you never should do that, because if you plug anything inside the test, so the test will be blocked. And keep your camera and microphone enabled, okay? So that's something that you know that. And your face must be visible and unobscured. So that's it. You should have the test. For example, you should have your face entirely, not, for example, the half of the face. So having the face entirely is something very crucial that you should keep in mind. And that's it. Other rules to know and follow. The next one is no outside materials are allowed, including mobile devices, notes, or textbooks. No writing utensils or paper. No note taking. Do not use a second monitor. Don't do that. And also keep your eyes focused on the screen. Don't look around. Do not use any predictive test method. Okay, predictive, for example, closing your eyes. So please don't close your eyes during the test, and do not navigate away from the test window on your app for any reason. So this is something we have spoken about. And when roles are broken, this is crucial. It's something we should talk about. So when you broke a role, so what happens? If you violate any of the rules of the Duolingo English test, Duolingo reserves the rights to not certify your test results or to invalidate and any previously certified results without providing a refund. Depending on the severity of the violation, test takers may also be banned permanently from taking the Duolingo English test again. Guys, sometimes even you will be blocked from Duolingo English test. Means you entirely in all your life you can't take the test again. This is really dangerous. Okay, most of the time people will be blocked. Okay, for example, that person with that name, with that ID, with that passport is blocked. He or she can never take the test again. That's it. In some situations, you may be eligible to appeal your invalid results. Yeah, sometimes you could appeal as well. And if you are eligible for an appeal, you will see a button that says appeal this result. So next to your invalid result on the Duolingo English test homepage. Guys, for example, if you didn't perform anything very special during the test, and for example, you did not receive your score, so you can appeal for them. Okay, appeal that, for example, I did not make any mistakes, so why you, for example, are not announcing my score. So maybe they will appeal you. They will accept your appeal. Okay, so that's it. Introduction, get ready for your test, test structure, understand the test questions, prepare your environment and test security. And then 2 other chapters, understand your scores, how to access your report, what your scores mean, how long results are valid, and when to retake the test. So that's it, how to access your scores. After your test has been scored and reviewed, you will receive an email notification that your scores are ready. You can then log into your account at this, for example, and so to access your report. And what's your scores mean? On your score report, you will see both your overall score and your sub-scores. If you want to see what a score report looks like, check out the example certificate in the appendix of this guide. So you have it. And overall score, guys, overall score. So let's do that so let's just keep in mind about it. So your proficiency is reported as a holistic score on a scale from 10 to 160 in 5-point increments. So what do they mean? They mean that you will get 10, you will get 20, you will get 90, you will get 100, 105, 110. You will never get 123. You will never get that. You will never get 131, 134. The scale is, or the instruments is 5. You will get 120, 125, 130, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, or 100, 105. You will not just take a score like 103. The Duolingo English Test Score Scale is allied to the Common European Framework of Reference, or CEFR, an international standard of language proficiency. In the appendix of this guide, you can see how your scores on the Duolingo English Test compare to CEFR levels, as well as TOEFL IBD or IELTS academic scores. And different institutions have different requirements for admissions, and just look the universities which you're applying. And in sub-scores, you have literacy, you have comprehension, you have production, and you have conversation. The ability to read and write is literacy. The ability to write and speak is production. The ability to listen and speak is conversation. The ability to read and listen is comprehension. And writing, reading, speaking, and listening, these are called sub-scores. Your sub-scores are encircled in these things. And why are these different from other tests? So guys, why are the sub-scores a little bit different from other parts? So in fact, While reading, writing, speaking, and listening are important language components, research shows that combined skills can better represent how language is used in real life. Effective and natural language use requires people to employ multiple skills simultaneously, especially in academic settings. That's why they are using from sub-scores, okay, from sub-score categories, because they're not testing you like TOEFL, okay, like one skill. And how are sub-scores calculated? The overall score and sub-scores are estimated independently and are weighted combinations of the questions that contribute to each score. And how long results are valid? Validity periods. Certified scores are valid for 2 years, like TOEFL. Certificate says that to protect you and your test validity, the only way to send your scores is through your online account. Okay, and you can share your scores to 40 universities and institutions without any charges. When to retake the test? If you receive a certified result but want to retake the test for any reason, you may purchase another test. Please note you may only purchase 3 tests in any 30 days period. So in 1 month, you can take the test 3 times. So this is how your test will look like. 120, for example, overall score. Okay, in conversation, for example, you got 115, and this way, for example, conversation is a sub-scores category, so they will tell you how much you got in conversation, how much in production, how much in literacy, and how much in comprehension, and overall is stated here. There will be your photo. Okay, so that's it. This chapter is also done. Understand your scores. And then is share your results. How to send your results, how institutions use results, and what institutions see, in fact. Guys, how to send your scores. When your test has been certified and the results are ready, you will receive an email alert. Log into your Duolingo English test account. Once you log in, you will be able to submit your official scores to any institutions of your choosing. Certified tests will be shown in your test section of your homepage. For each certified test result, you will have the option to share it externally by selecting the Send Results button. And you will then follow a series of prompts to select the institutions that you would like to receive your results. And also you will be able to confirm your selections before officially sending them. And to see what it looks like, you can watch a video that is in this website. That's it. Okay, so no additional fee for sending to any institution. So that's it. And how institutions use results. Most institutions and organizations use the Duolingo English test results as a measure of English proficiency for admissions or placement purposes, comparable with other English proficiency tests. Just like with those other tests, many institutions often set minimum score thresholds and check each university's website for information about their requirements, and that's it. And what institutions see? Your score report, the first one. And institutions will have access to the same information that you have in your own score report, and they will see your overall score and your sub-scores. And writing and speaking samples are also they will be, for example, shared to the institutions. Okay, and institutions will also be able to read your reads. Okay, they will be able to read your extended writing sample and watch your speaking sample. They can do that. Okay, so that's it. Guys, that chapter is also done. Share your results. And the last one is conclusion with appendix. And we have the practice tests, okay, that I'll tell you what to do with them. Okay, so contact us. So that's the conclusion. So if you have any additional question, you can use from these, for example, websites. You can also always reach us, to us as well. So Twitter is not Twitter anymore. That's X. Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, this, so a lot of other social medias. So that's it. So this is an example certificate. For example, this lucky guy has gotten 125 score. In literacy, 125. Comprehension, 35. Conversation, 20. Production, 105. So in every question type, I was telling you that this is going to the sub-score category of that. So I mean this, okay? If you do well on each particular question type, these sub-scores categories will increase, and that will be so good for you. And comparisons with the TOEFL IBD. So 10 to 60, 0 to 23 of TOEFL. 65, 29, 70, 30 to 34, 75, 35 to 40, 80, 41 to 30, 46, 85 of TOEFL, 40, I'm sorry, 85 of this Duolingo, just 47 to 52 of TOEFL, 90 of Duolingo, 53 to 58 of TOEFL, 95 of Duolingo, 59 to 64 of TOEFL. Still, your TOEFL score in this range, a TOEFL score is good for admission. Under this 80, under 80 score is not considered for admission. 100 is this. 105 is 70 to 75. 110, 76 to 81. 115, 82 to 86. 115 is a score of admission in universities. That's it. Okay, 115 and more than 80 is the score of admission. If you want to get admission, you need to get these scores. In Duolingo, 115, and TOEFL, more than 80. But most of the universities say we accept 120, means you should take 120 in TOEFL. For example, in Duolingo, they mean 85 of 87 to 92 of TOEFL. Okay, 120 of Duolingo. 125, 93 to 97, 130, 98 to 130, 103, 135 up to this is 104 up to 108. Guys, not this one even, this one. 140, 109 up to 112, 145, 113 up to, let me circle this. This is the score you can get a full scholarship with. Keep this in mind, okay? Yeah, that's okay. In 115, they accept you, but they don't give you a full scholarship. In more than 80 of TOEFL, they accept you. They give you admission, but they don't give you a full scholarship. But in 140 and 45 of Duolingo, more than 140, so let me just do this. Okay, more than 140 of TOEFL, more than 100, more than 140 of Duolingo, and more than 100 of TOEFL is considered very competitive. 135, let me include it as well. But this range, 140, 109 up to 112 of TOEFL is really, really competitive for getting scholarship. So you can present with IELTS this, okay? So this one is good for scholarship, and this one good for admission. For bachelor's degree, of course. For master's, you need this for admission and this one for scholarship. For the graduate or master's degree, it's getting difficult. And with CEFR, which is a kind of measuring system, which is mostly used in Europe, this A1, A2, B1, B2, this thing, 155 to 160 is C2, 130 to 150 is C1. So that these two things are competitive. So that's it. So that was how the appendix worked. So, and practice questions. So read and complete. Guys, these are practice questions. Till the end of the read and select. Okay. Listen and type. So you can access through the odd use of these things or these questions on the Duolingo English Test website. So you can go there. So write about these photos, for example. About these things, talk about them, write them. Okay, guys, so till the end of the book, we have the practice tests that we are going to work these practice tests on group. Okay, so I'm going to, for example, screenshot them randomly every day. I'm going to send them, okay, 1, 2, 3 of them, and everyone, for example, on the practice group, everyone can, for example, do that, okay? You can, for example, take it. So that's it. This was the end of the course. Good luck for all of you, and thank you so much for tuning into the class and for your stability to coming here and being up to the end of the course. And I really, really appreciate your patience, your hard work. So, and I really congrats and appreciate all of you, 25 students who are here. So let me one by one name all of you. I really appreciate your presence for this session, which is the last session. That's why I really want to name each one of you and appreciate it. Mr. Abdul Muqit Samadi. Mr. Samadi, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Adiba Afshar, I really appreciate your hardworking. Abul Fazl Tawassuli and Sgol Rasuli. Arazu Hassani, I'm sorry, Arazu Hassani, Bano Hassani, thank you. Thank you for your hard working. Bibi Hilal Firuz, I really appreciate your hard working through your education. Mr. Ehsanullah Mohseni, Bano Faiza Karimi, Mr. Habib Mohammadi, Bano Hadia Nizami, thank you so much from all of you. Homaira Nauruzi, Jahan Atif, Javed Mohammadi, Khatara, Mariam Hosseini with your beautiful profile. Thank you so much for being, and I really appreciate your hard work. Muhammad Zawud, Muhammad Reza Saburi, I really appreciate your hard working also for the ACT class. Mortaza Nouri, Nargis Karimi, Nasrin Kalbi, and yeah, it's really good that I have seen your name here, and I really want to say sorry for Banu Nasrin, because last night I just had some suggestions for her, and I think that she was somehow, for example, not happy for that, and I think I need an apologize from you, and I'm really sorry for that. And Banu Rahima Nabizada, Ruqiyya Hashemi, Salma Golzari, and Mr. Shafiq Niru, and finally Ms. Tamanna Nabizada. Thank you so much from each and every one of you which you are here, and from your hard works. So this is the end of our course, the Duolingo English Prep. So this will not be the end of our relationship and contact. So we will continue practicing on our group. Okay, we will continue practicing for more than 1-2 months. Okay, and I really appreciate each one of you to take the test. Please keep in touch with us, share your scores, how much scores you get, and I really I'm really interested to understand what happens to you, what happens to your score in the test, and I really need your scores. Please just inform me about them, and I really need your feedbacks about the course to making these courses much better. I'll even just form a document and form that you can submit your feedbacks about the course. You can give your suggestions, and also you can just tell everything about us, about the course that was, because we really need your feedbacks for making our products, our productivity much better. Okay, so looks like we still have time. So if the session was ended, okay, so I'm sorry, but if the session did not end, so you can have your questions. So Mr. Ehsanullah wants to have some questions. So Mr. Ehsanullah, please ask your question.
Thank you, sir. First of all, thank you, and thank you so much for yourself and your organization that provide such opportunity for us. So thanks a lot, dear teacher. And still, I have two questions. One regarding to listen and write. For example, the audio wise, like I have been working, we should write to I have, or we need to write like a contraction I have. Which one is correct in this section?
Mm-hmm.
And yes, and other question is regarding to the accommodation that you said. I mean that I used to wear a glass all the time. I mean that is it needed that I request or tell my condition by email or by link that mentioned in the book, or no?
Okay, thank you so much for the questions. I got both of them. The first, for the first question, I want to tell you that be formal. When I say be formal, I mean don't use contractions. Okay, don't say I am. Say I am. I-A-M. Or, for example, I had, not I had. Okay, or I have, H-A-V-E, not I have. Okay, don't use the contractions because contractions are informal. So be formal. And for the second question, yeah, I think if you request, if you email them, I told you about the email address. There is the email address on the book. So and you can also the website that you can request them that you use glasses, and they will help you with that. There is not a big deal. So I think if you email them and request them and tell your condition, that will be much secure and safe and better. So Mr. Jawad Mohammadi.
Hello, teacher.
Hello.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah.
I have a question that you have said before. Don't use the headphone or iPads. Is it prohibited or it is not good to use them?
Definitely, I want to tell you that don't use them. Okay, so previously when I said the example, that was because of not installing anything. Okay, using earbuds and or those headphones are sometimes like something like breaking the rule. So please don't use them. When I said on the example, I mean that don't install anything. Okay, like during the test, if you plug in an earbud to the computer, that's called a cheating. Okay, and totally headphones and earbuds are prohibited. Don't use them.
Okay, and also I have a question. It is that you have said you can take a Duolingo test by an application, yeah? And what about the TOEFL test? Has it an application?
No, TOEFL does not have any application. For TOEFL, you should go to a test center. For the home edition, yeah, for the home edition, I don't know so much because I have never taken the home edition of TOEFL. But the TOEFL IBT, you need to test to have it on the test center for the test center edition.
It means we can't take a test from TOEFL through the yeah?
No, you can't take the test by yourself. The TOEFL test is not taken by you. Only the home edition is possible, and I'm really not sure about the home edition. You can have a search, and also you can see their websites. But for the normal TOEFL, you need a test center.
Okay, thank you for your answer, dear teacher.
You're welcome. Okay, so thank you so much. Banu Ruqiyya Hashimi, you can tell me your question.
Hi, dear teacher. Hope you are doing well. My question is about, can you tell us about some new changes that come in Duolingo test after MIMAT?
Okay, thank you so much for asking this question. I somehow forgot it. Guys, Duolingo has changed, okay? I don't want to dig into the question types because I'm not very sure about the new changes of the question types, okay? Because I have not taken the test nowadays. But for the practice test, when most of the students in university are taking the practice test has changed a lot. Guys, nowadays the range, the majority of change is on the range or the interval of the test. Previously, when you were taking the test, the interval was, for example, between 100 up to 135, a very big interval. But nowadays, the interval is very short, for example, between 115 up to 125. It means just the change of the interval is 10 scores. So it means nowadays the practice test is more accurate to the real test. And also previously on the practice test, the robot was not scoring your speaking and writing, but now it's the robots just also scores your speaking and also you are writing. So these are new changes that we have witnessed in the practice test, and these changes are also on the real test. So these are all the things that I have for now. So also you can have a search about them online. Okay, so the next question, Banu Mariam.
So much for your help that you could provide a dedicated online session for us, and I really appreciate that all you have done for us. And about my question is this: that after the completed, do you have any specific schedule for this or for sending or score on group? If you can tell me I'll be happy.
Okay, yeah, of course we have some plans for your group, for practicing, for helping you through the test, for the time when you, for example, want to take the test. And we have some plans which I'm going to tell them on group, so there is no need to tell them here. Okay, about the plans after this course, I am going to notify you on group. Okay, if there is any other question. Bono Adiba Afshar.
Hello, dear teacher. My question to you is about writing system. If you write during the test and we look at a keyboard more, so is it going to be a big problem for us or no? Because I know it's not good for during writing we look more on the keyboard, but if you be poor in writing, I mean in typing keyboard, is it going to be a big problem for us or no?
Okay, so watching or looking to the keyboard is not a problem. It is not considered cheating. It's not considered a problem. So feel comfortable. Okay. So feel comfortable about it. So it's not something very. It's not a big deal. Okay, just but it's secure not to look so much. Okay, if you just have a look at them, it's not a problem. Looking at the keyboard is not a problem.
Okay, thank you so much. I thought that if you look more, because our writing
yeah, I know that for the typing we need to look at, but I suggest you that please practice more and try to make yourself able to type without looking to the keyboard, because as fast as you type, that's really good for having for getting a good score.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, so if there is no more question, thank you so much for tuning into the class. So this was the last session of our Duolingo English test preparation course. So and special thanks from all of the students who are watching us through YouTube. So if still you have some questions or anything, any feedback about the course, you can write them down on the comments. And thank you so much for your hard works. Have a good time. Goodbye.